This is the Despair 13 and welcome back to another episode of World of Tanks. Now, one of the things that you'll see me do in this replay is something you don't see very often. And I don't actually have the results for you, but I do pretty darn good. However, I guess you'll just have to wait and see. Now, one of the things that I've been trying to do recently in World of Tanks is credit grind to get back the T-32. And the reason for that is it's not a horrible tank now that I've come to understand it a little bit. It's just worse than the T-29, and that's what I was used to. So, with the on track to the T-110E5, I want to say, the American heavy tank down the line of the T-29, the T-32, the M109, or is it the M103? One of those two numbers, and then the Tier 10. And it's not a bad way to get back into it. But anyway, here on Lakeville, I've decided to head down. This thing does not do well in swampy areas, such as the 1-2 line. Does not do well when you can shoot its flank, such as on the middle road where the SP-1C and the enemy Hellcat are. It does well in urban environments, much like a heavy tank, except don't count on the gun. And as you can see here, I'm moving myself over so that way when I decide to start poking out, it's a lot easier to get the little trunnions on top of the turret, which hold up the massive elephant ear plate shield, or whatever the world that thing's called, the extra armor on the front of the turret, in such a way that it's a lot easier to protect it. And there's one into the Tiger tank, back up, bounce a shot. I don't know what in the world this Tiger 2 is thinking, but I whiffed the shot myself, so still not the best thing. And the reason I'm aiming at the corner and over to the right is to keep the trunnions out of line of fire of that FCM-50 team. Because anyone who has ever seen this tank, much less played it, will know the trunnions are the massive frontal weak spot. Now, that was probably because that penetration there was probably because I over-angled, well, I should say under-angled my armor. You can see that FCM-50T is trying desperately to hit the weak point on the tank. Nice HE around the Tiger 2, but it's not going to do you any good. And I do not want to deal with you. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. I appreciate your enthusiasm there, teammate, but calm it down. You made me waste. You almost gave that FCM-50T a good placed shell. But it all works out. And man, that Ripper Patton is just enthusiastic. And a little too late on the trigger finger, I blame leg. Not really. It's just me being crap at reflexes. And now, we know exactly where the rest of those tanks are. They're all on the near the 1-2 line, near their base. Well, what's left of them. And yes, the Churchill 3, the Tier 5, and a Tier 8 game just took out a Tier 7 tank. I know, weird. But what was I saying again? Oh yeah, that's right. This tank, it's situational. You get onto a map like Sand River, or I forget the name of the other open one in the desert. You're pretty much screwed, because this is an assault tank. It does not have all-around armor. You point the front of it towards the enemy, and you don't move it elsewhere. Meaning, you get surrounded, and you can't move without exposing your flank to the enemy team, you're done. Stick a fork in you because you are done. Don't actually stab yourself with a fork, though. That's bad. I probably shouldn't have said that. But if you actually did think to stick a fork in yourself, go back to school, my friend. Just go back to school. So trying to get some long-range fire in, I know it's not the greatest thing to do. And that's when I remember, oh yeah, artillery. That might be useful to remember, especially in this slow thing. So, there goes Egg Tiger 88. I'm not too worried about him. He should be taken out shortly. I am more worried about the Panzer Mutz, the AMX-13 F3, and the WG Panther. And that much is just mopping up everyone who comes at him one at a time. Except, he doesn't have frontal armor. I do. And it's all well and good to see people, you know, dumping wallets into me. That's always fun. And that's actually why I don't carry around a lot of premium shells. Because I don't care enough for most of the whole mumbo jumbo of, oh, I can't pen him, it's late in the game, I need to kill him, I need to kill him. I'm more concerned about the amount of credits I have on my account. And I'm just going to slow it down here to kind of finish this whole thing up. And I don't really like the idea of reliably going through the front of something. Here, I'll actually pause it. Do that. And it's not a good habit to get used to the whole, oh, I just pressed 2 key and my problems are solved. I don't need to learn weak spots. Weak spots? Yes, weak spots. Weak spots on the enemy tanks. I don't need to try and get around them. I don't need to try and outplay them. I just hit the 2 key, empty my game account credits into my tank, and everything will be okay. And when it doesn't work, rage at everyone else. That's why I don't carry a lot of premium rounds. I am trying not to become dependent on it at all, simply because I know it won't always work. In the same way that using normal AP rounds won't always work. And it's not the greatest idea to become apparently fixated on it. But anyway, this has been the Deathsphere 13. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and share. It really does help out the channel. If you haven't already, please subscribe. If you want a replay of your own to show up on the channel, just send it down to the replay, well, the replay in the description. The email down in the description, and at this point in time, you're almost guaranteed to see it show up. Unless, of course, you know you do worse than me, in which case, ugh. This has been the Deathsphere 13, signing out. Bye.